Shalom, Israel, shalom, shalom. You know, first and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name of God because God is just a title. His real name is Yahweh. Bahashem just means in the name of in Hebrew. Yahweh Shai is the name who the world calls Jesus Christ. His real name is Yahweh Shai because it wasn't no letter J in the Hebrew alphabet back then because we were speaking Hebrew. So it wasn't no letter J in the Hebrew alphabet back then. So his name couldn't have been Jesus, but his name is Yahweh Shai, right? So this is gonna be a quick little lesson going into never trust your enemies, man. You know, never trust your enemies. When it's going into your enemies, it's talking about these other nations, chiefly the so-called white race, man, because we know that, you know, we can see throughout history, and I always say that you can go throughout history because a lot of people don't want to hear what you're saying right now. A lot of people don't want to believe what you're saying, but all you got to do is tell them to do their research. Go back into history. Go back and see what they did to our people, man, and tell me if you should trust them or not. Tell me if you should take their word or not. These the same as that people. These are their grandkids on the earth right now, man. You don't think they got the same blood as their ancestors, the same mindset that their ancestors have? You gotta think, man, these people are, you know what I'm saying, are the devils, man, that the Bible speak about. Because the devil just means deceiver. Devil just means deceiver. There's no such thing as a red devil underground with a pitchfork with horns that's poking you. That's not real. The devil is a deceiver. And who deceived the face of the earth? The so-called white man. They showed us the image of Jesus being white. That's deceiving. Every time we watch Bible movies, the whole cast is white. That's deceiving, man. They deceive us, making us think that we nothing. That we the minorities. We the majority, man. You know what I'm saying? We the majority. We it's more of us than any other race. But they taught us that we was nothing, man. They taught us that we was just niggas, man. They deceived the whole world just by that image of Jesus alone. But I'm going to show you scriptures in the Bible where it tells you don't trust your enemies, man. And that's why we're in the situation we're in right now. The Native Indians got their land stolen. You know what I'm saying? We at the bottom of society. We keep forgiving these people for killing us because we trust in our enemies, man. We love our enemies too much. And I'm going to show you, let me go ahead and let me let the scriptures speak, man. When the scriptures say don't do that. Let me get Psalms. This Psalm chapter 55 and 21, it says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. So the Bible said, man, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. Now we know how smooth butter is. You get a pan, right? You turn the pan on, you put it on the stove, and let the butter sit in the pan. And then move the pan from side to side. The butter gonna be smooth. The butter gonna slide on the pan. Butter is real smooth. Now the Lord said he compared their words to butter. So it lets you know right there that they deceiving, man. The Bible said the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. So he letting you know. Now we know it's not gonna say the so-called white man. It's not gonna say the Edomite's mouth. But we know if you're in the spirit, you read this, you could tell it's talking about the so-called white people. Because they mouth is, even today, they mouth is smoother than butter, man. They will deceive you to this day. They will have you thinking that they love you. They will have you thinking that they have their best interest of you in life, man. They'll have you think that they really care about you and they really looking out for you, man. But at the end, they really trying to deceive you. And go back in time. I say this all the time. Like I said, go back in history. I'm not just saying this stuff because it sounds good. Go back in history and you will see the accounts of our forefathers and foremothers trusting in them and being deceived. You got the time in the Maccabees and during the Grecian captivity. I'm gonna show you that when I get into the Apocrypha on how the scriptures say that we trusted in their words. They'll get you with that smile that they show, that wave. How are you? That's good. They'll get you with that smile and that wave, man. But the Bible said their words were smoother than butter. Now go back to the Native Indians. How did the so-called white man get this land? He had to be smooth. He had to be deceitful. He wasn't gonna come to this land and tell our people, y'all have to leave. We coming in. Y'all have to dip out. They couldn't beat our people with hand-on-hand combat, with one-on-one combat. They couldn't do that, and they knew that. They understood that. And see, the so-called white race, they understand that they're the weakest race. They understand that they can't beat nobody. So they have to come deceitful. They have to be like a snake, man. They have to come deceitful. They gotta be like that serpent. They gotta come deceitful to weaken you, man. They gotta come deceitful to weaken you. Like even going back to the time of Samson. The Philistines, they knew, was it the Philistines? I think it was. They understood they couldn't beat Samson at first. So they ain't even come at him like that. So they had to be deceitful and send a woman to him. They had to be deceitful to send a woman to him. They understand that they can't beat us, man. So they try to outsmart us and trick us by them talking wise words, by them talking smooth words. They weakened out the native Indians, man. They weakened our people. They went to the land. They probably seen how strong they was, how big they was. They probably seen our people, they was sparring one-on-one against each other, just, getting their hands quick. They like, dang, we can't beat these people. They probably seen our people, because, the native Indians are very skillful, man. They probably seen them jumping from trees to trees. They probably seen them wrestling with a lion, had a lion in the chokehold. They're like, oh, hell no, we can't beat them. We ain't finna take this land by force. We can't do that. We gotta trick them first. So they had ideas. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter. So they had to come with smooth words. They had to come to the land. We want peace. They had their hands up. We want peace. We're not here to hurt you. We just came to the land. We seen a group of people over here. We want to speak. That's all. We're not here to harm you. We don't have nothing with us. Now our people folded to that. They came to the land. The white people, they came and shook our hand. Hey, brother, how are you? What's your name? This your people? Probably came and sat down with the kid, playing with the kids. What's your name, buddy? Wow. Watch this. Probably throwing tricks, playing with the kids, doing magic tricks with his witchcraft, right? And our people got too comfortable. Our people got too comfortable with his words and his actions to the point where they put their guard down. Best believe our people had their guard up when they first seen him. Best believe our people had their guard up when they seen him, bro. They like, hell, these people don't got no melanin. They lips little. Got dog stringy hair. Best believe they were checking them out like, Brian, what the hell wrong with these folks? Best believe our people was checking these people out, man. They wasn't just gonna give in to them easily. They probably our forefathers probably walked up to him with spears in their hand. Like, bro, what y'all doing here? And the so-called white man had to trick them with their words and they smooth words to be able to weaken them, man. They had to. They had to weaken them. And that's why the Bible said the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. So the whole time, their plan was to come take this land. They didn't have no intentions of making friends with the native Indians, our people. They didn't have no intentions with joining hand to hand with them. They didn't have that one. That was the last thing in their mind. Their mind was war. In their heart, in their mind was war, man. This is how the so-called white people is now. They'll come to you smiling, talking sweet to you, but the whole time they're trying to overthrow you, man. They're trying to figure out how can they hurt you. And that go through our history. And it says, his words were softer than oil. So the Bible says his words were softer than oil. This man and woman words were softer than oil. Yet were they drawing swords. Yet was it was plotting, man. They really were swords at the end of the day. Right? So that's just a scripture right there to show you, not to trust these people, man. They'll mess around. Hey, man, you get too comfortable. And that's what they want, man. They want you to put your guard down. They like a so-called black man and black woman with their guard down. You telling them everything. You telling them your secrets. You telling them your password to your safe. You telling them where your mama stay at. You telling them, how much property your dad owns. They listening. You know what I'm saying? They listen. They want you to get comfortable so you can tell them stuff and they can stab you in your back. That's how they do. Now let me get Proverbs 26. There ain't nothing new under the sun, man. That's what the Lord said, never trust your enemy. Never. So like, bear with me. I said Proverbs 26. Salaki. Proverbs 26 and... I'm starting at 22. It's Proverbs chapter 26 and verse 22. The words of a talebearer are as wounds, and they go down into the innermost parts of the belly. Burning lips and a wicked heart are like a potsherd covered with silver jars. He that hateth dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him. When he speaketh fair, believe him not. For there are 7 abominations in his heart, whose hatred is covered by deceit. His wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. So he letting you know right there, man. It said, when he speaketh fair, don't believe it. When he speak good words, don't believe it. When he come to you with that brother, they love saying brother. When he come to you with that brother, hey brother, how you been, brother? I ain't seen you since high school, brother. We should catch up, brother. When they come to you with these sweet words, it says, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. So he come to you with sweet words, right? But it's 7 abominations in his mind, in his heart, man. 7 wickedness in his heart. And the 7 is a spiritual number. It just means completion. So it can mean more than 7. He coming trying to deceive you, man. Trying to weaken you. Trying to break you down. So you'll look at him as a god. That's how it go. And it says, whose hatred is covered by deceit. So the Bible letting you know, man, his hatred is covered by deceit. A lot of these so-called white people hate us, bro. They hate us. But they cover it with deceit. They cover it with laughter. They cover it up with sweet words. They cover it up with hugs. They cover it up with kisses. They try to hide. They don't want you to know they hate you. Best believe behind closed doors, they calling you the N-word. Best believe behind closed doors, you make them mad, they calling you a monkey. Hey, I know somebody that been in a relationship, one of my uncles. He's married to a so-called white woman. And they've been married, I don't know how long, but they've been like probably over 10 years. And he said when she still get, to this day, when he make her upset, she say the N-word, the hard E-R. She call him monkey. She call him boy. Right? But they've been married for 10 years. But she cover it up. When she come around the family, she cover it up with smiles. You would never think that she would say that. Well, people, I know she would, but the family would never think she would say that because she come all sweet around the family, trying to help the grandma walk around, you know what I'm saying, all trying to take pictures of the family, trying to give us drinks. You would never think she'd say that. She hide it with deceit, same as the men. They hide it with deceit, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our people when we get into the atrocities that the so-called white race did, we tend to only speak about the white man. But we got to get into the white woman too, because she played a big part in it too. She the one that deceived us the most. She probably deceived us more than the white man. That's why a lot of our men in prison right now for false accusations and rape and things of that nature, because the so-called white woman, man. And even in slavery, she was deceiving. It was the point where, hey, she wanted to lay with our men, right? And if the man didn't want to lay with her, she told her husband that the man raped her. Not the man getting put to death. He got a whole family though. The man getting put to death in front of his wife and kids. Or if she get caught laying with the slave, she said that he forced her to lay with her. But in reality, she wanted to lay with him. She made him lay with her. See that? That's the deceit. Deceit. Look at the history, man. Emmett Till. The woman said Emmett Till whistled at her. Then the men went and killed the young king, man. And then on her deathbed, she gonna say he didn't even do it. Deceit. History don't lie, man. This is how you know this Bible talking about them. They don't have to say it, but through the Spirit, it's talking about them. And the Bible says his wickedness shall be showed through the whole congregation. And they wickedness gonna be showed, man. You know what I'm saying? They wickedness, they can't hide for long. Some don't even care. They don't even hide it. But some do try to hide it. But they can't hide it forever. It's gonna be shown. You just gotta accept it. You gotta be able to catch it. By little things now, it'll show their hatred. They'll show their hatred to you or to your people by the little things. They might walk around. You might be with your so-called white friend, right? And you see one of our people that's strung out on drugs. They might say a little slick remark. Oh my God, man. You see that black man over there on drugs? Dang. I see a lot of black people on drugs. I don't know why they like that. They might say little slit marks like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Or you might be a female, right? A so-called, you're an Israelite, right? I'm gonna say a so-called black woman. And you might have a so-called white friend. And you might wear your hair natural. You might wear the big fro. And she ain't never seen that before. She's like, cause she used to you wearing wigs, right? Now you wear your fro, your real natural hair around her, right? And she might show her hatred towards you with slick remarks like, oh, why you not wearing your wig? Why? I mean, I like it. It just, it's kind of, it looks greasy. It looks nappy. What did you do to it? Making faces. What did you do to it? Oh, okay. Little slit remarks like that, man, to show their hatred towards you. You know what I'm saying? It be little things you gotta catch. You gotta catch that, man. You gotta catch the little things. Or you might be working with so-called white people, and then you might be a man, so-called black man working with them, and they try to make you move everything. Hey man, hey, get this. Hey, I need you to get this. I need you to move this. Hey, come do this. I need you. They might try to treat you like a slave. Might pat you on the back. It be little stuff like you gotta catch it. They gonna show their hatred. And you make them mad enough. You can have a so-called white friend that you've been friends with for 20 years. They hatred still gonna show. You make them mad enough, y'all get into a little disagreement. Shalom. Salakia. But getting back on the topic, right? What I was getting into was basically going into how to never trust your enemy, man. And you can't never trust your enemy with nothing. With anything, man. We see how that turned out when we put our trust in our enemies, man. We see how our whole land got stolen. You know what I'm saying? Our whole nationality, our heritage got taken away from us because we put our trust in our enemy, man. That's why the scriptures say you're not supposed to do that. So this is Sirach, chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust thy enemy, for it's like as an iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So the Bible telling you, man, the Bible already telling you, it's being plain to never trust your enemies, man. Never trust your enemy with nothing, man. And that's why the scriptures also is against interracial marriage. That's Deuteronomy 7:3-4. The Bible is against interracial marriage because, you have so-called white men or so-called white people and so-called black people coming together, and every time they come together, it's always confusion. Anytime so-called black people and white people come together, it's always confusion. You know what I'm saying? It's always weird. It's always awkward because we're not supposed to be together, man. Even going back to Genesis 25 and 23 on down, the time of Jacob and Esau, we know that we the so-called blacks and Latinos, we are Jacob, and Esau the so-called white people. The Bible said that they must be separated. Matter of fact, let me get it. The Bible said that, as soon as he came out the womb, they're supposed to be separated immediately. This Genesis 25 and 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. So the Bible said they're supposed to be separated as soon as they come out, man. It's supposed to be a separation. They're not supposed to be together. And what America's like one big melting pot full of nations. It's all joined together. One nation under God. That's what they teach us. One nation under God. But the Bible said they're supposed to be separate. All these nations ain't supposed to be here together, man. It's supposed to be separate. The Lord separated all these different nations, man. But we taught here in America that we one nation under God, that we all one big nation, that everybody the same. That's not the truth. So let me get that again. Keep reading on that. This is Sirach, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thy enemy, for like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. So the Bible says, though he humble himself down to you, though he may make it seem that he your best friend, that he gonna look out for you, that he gonna be there with you through thick and thin. The Bible says, though he humble himself down to you, right? And go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. So the Bible say, man, beware of this man, bruh. Beware of this woman, man. Keep your eye on him. If just because they speaking nice to you, you better keep your eye on them, man. Cause they're gonna be quick to overturn on you, be quick to turn on you when things hit the fan. So keep your eye on them, man. Don't be gullible. Don't just give in to their sweet words like our forefathers did. And the scriptures is made for our learning sake, man. We have to really learn from our forefathers, man. Even throughout history, we gotta learn from our forefathers. We can't give in to those same tactics that they use against us. We gotta really wake up and realize, hey, they got my forefathers and foremothers by being humble, being deceiving, and using their words. So now we gotta watch that from them. We can't trust them, man, because we see what happens when our forefathers and foremothers throughout history trusted them, and look what they got at. Look at the situation we in now from trusting them. And I always use this example. And it's in their blood from the beginning of time. You know, it's in their blood to hate you. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to get this, I always say this example. And then this example that happened to me, and it's very real, right? So when I was younger, I used to play football a lot. I used to play football a lot. You know what I'm saying? I was made all-stars, and you made all-stars. I used to have a lot of so-called white friends when I was younger. You know, we all played sports together. So I used to always chill with them. I was always the only so-called black person around them, you know, just you know, because we played sports and all that. And it was my dad's first year coaching football, you know, for Rick, who was the Saints. It was his first year coaching football. And one of the Edomites' dad, he been coaching Red football. And they team always, every year, used to be the Georgia Bulldogs. They team every year used to be the Georgia Bulldogs. Every year. It never failed. There was the Bulldogs every single year. The Bulldogs. And we were like in, I think we might have been in 6th grade. We might have been in 6th grade, 5th or 6th grade. And they found out that my dad was coaching, and they asked me, the dude asked me, the dude, the one that his dad always used to be the Ducks, that always used to be the Bulldogs, he asked me, he was like, your dad's gonna be a coach? I was like, yeah. He was like, what team, what's his team name gonna be? And I was like, oh, we gonna be my dad let me decide the name. He let me decide what the team name was gonna be. And I was like, we gonna be the Oregon Ducks. We're gonna be the Oregon Ducks. He like, why? You know, cause at the time, like, I like the Oregon uniforms. The Oregon, you know, Oregon still got the most uniforms in the NCAA in college football. Cause the person that created, not so-called, we don't even know if he really did that. They created, see a so-called white man created Nike. He went to Oregon, right? So not Oregon, the Oregon Ducks football team, they get most of all these 5 Nike jerseys. So I was like, I want to be the Oregon Ducks because their uniforms. I like how their uniforms and their helmets look. He was like, oh, okay. We're going to be the Bulldogs. I like, okay, y'all, I know y'all be the Bulldogs every year. So now it be like, before the teams, like before they even pick teams, the coaches all come together, right? And then they start picking players. Like, I think they do, like, I forgot how they do it. They did it back then, how they'll draw names. And they'll see what coach go first, and they'll just start picking players. Like, kind of like a draft. They'll pick players for their team. Like, one coach will pick one person. Then the next coach will pick one. Then the next coach will pick one. Then they go back to that first coach. He'll pick another player. Then the other coach will pick another player. Like the draft, basically. And my dad came home, because I'm thinking we're going to be the Oregon Ducks. My dad came home and said, we the Saints. I'm like, why we in the Ducks? He like, because so-and-so already got the name. This man done stole, and I always remember that, man. Because you will never forget how you felt at the moment. Like, I was like, bro, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, even at a young age, he was very deceitful and crafty with it. Like, you would never thought he was going to take your team name. So the whole time I'm thinking we finna be the Ducks. Then all of a sudden, he the Ducks. He took the name from me. Like, they ain't never been the Ducks. But as soon as I said, we going to be the Ducks, took the name. You know, that just showed the true colors. Now, it's plenty more examples on how, when I used to be over there with them. And I'm going to say this example too. We were younger too, and I actually told my parents about it, and this is what stopped me from going over there. And all praise to the Most High. But like, you know, like I said, I used to chill with them a lot. And it was like 3 or 4 so-called white dudes that I used to chill with for sports and all. Now, and they had they had adopted a so-called black brother from Africa. They had adopted him, so it was me and him was the only two black folks, so-called black people there, and the rest of them was Edomites. And it was time to go to sleep, right? And the bed wasn't big enough for all of us to sleep on the bed. You know, so guess who the ones that had to sleep on the floor? Me and the brother. They made us pallets on the floor. We had to sleep on the floor while they got to bed. Well, at a young age now, that's how you know, like, bro, it's in their blood to be like that. We young, bro, like 13 years old. And they already know, like, hey, if we don't have no room, we know who finna sleep on the floor. We know who gonna get the bed. They gonna get the floor, and we gonna get the bed. You know what I'm saying? But that's at a young age, you know, it's already in their blood from the beginning of time. From their forefather Esau, man. Right? So let me get this. Now this is the last precept. And I'll show you what happened in First Maccabees. So I got it in that video I just recently made. But let me get it again. This First Maccabees 1:30. And spake peaceably words unto them. So this is going into how the Greeks had overcame us. The Grecian captivity. How the Greeks came into Jerusalem and stole everything from us. But this is how they did it. They spake peaceably words. So they came and spoke peace. They were speaking peace. They were speaking good things to us. But all was deceit. For when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore and destroyed much people of Israel. Same thing, man. This is a repeated cycle throughout history. How they'll come peacefully. Then our people will put their guard down. And then all of a sudden they taking over our cities. They killing our people. They raping our women. That's the same thing they did during the Grecian captivity. They sought peaceably words. So our people like, okay. Now they speaking good words. So they, you know, we're going to let them slide. We'll give them a pass. Then all of a sudden, they took over land. Right? So that's why the Bible say never trust your enemies, man. You know, and these are just a few precepts to show you to never, ever, ever trust your enemies with nothing, man. Not even the little things that you may think little. Don't ever trust them with no information, with no money. You know what I'm saying? With no news. Don't never trust them. Don't tell them your biggest secrets. Don't never trust your enemies, man, because they're going to stab you in the back in due time. Right? So with that, I'm going to give all honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. I say Shalom, Kwame Yasharallah.